Plants, animals and people depend on the soil for their food. The soil is made up of minerals, organic material and living creatures. We can improve the health and fertility of the soil by creating a beneficial environment for soil microbes. One way to do this is to develop biofertilizers using cheap, locally available materials. In the first video of this series, we will look at how to make biofertilizers using materials collected from natural forests. Such areas are the best source of soil microbes. To collect forest microbes, also called duff, find an undisturbed forest area. The best time to collect forest microbes is during the rainy season when they are most active. Go to a place where leaves have accumulated under a tree. Brush off the top layer of leaves and collect the leaves below that are starting to rot, the ones where you can see the white fungal growth beginning. This is the duff that you will use to make the biofertilizers. After collecting the duff, remember to replace the leaves. Try to disturb the forest as little as possible. If you can't find any duff, you can make your own forest silage, which we will show you how to do next. To make the forest silage, you'll need the following ingredients: 1 bucket of biochar, 1 to 2 sacks of dried leaves, 2 to 3 kilograms of bran, 500 grams of molasses or 500 grams of sugar dissolved in water, extra water. First, make a square trench about 20 centimeters deep and 40 centimeters on each side. Put a layer of biochar at the base of the trench. Sprinkle the sugar water or molasses if you're using that. Make sure you use enough water, don't let it get too dry. Next, add a layer of leaves. Keep sprinkling the sugar water or molasses after each layer. Keep adding layers. After every few layers, add a layer of bran. Keep going until you have used up all of the materials. You will need to add extra water, especially if you're using molasses. The mixture should be wet but not too wet, otherwise decomposition will not take place. The forest silage will be ready after 30 days. Next, we will show you how to make solid mixture. Solid mixture is a useful material that can be made into other biofertilizers. You can add it to compost to speed up the composting process, or you can even feed it to livestock to inoculate them with beneficial microbes. You will need the following: an airtight bucket with a lid, 4 kilograms of duff or forest silage, 8 kilograms of bran, 2 litres of molasses or 750 grams of sugar dissolved in water, extra water. Find a suitable area to mix your materials. Start with the forest silage or the duff. Next, add all of the bran to the pile. Make a well in the top and add the molasses. You will also have to add extra water. Mix all of the materials thoroughly. Make sure it is wet enough but not too wet. You can test this by squeezing the material in your fist. If water comes out, it is too wet. Once all of the material is mixed together, you will need to put it into a bucket. The layers need to be compressed so that all the air is pushed out. And the best way to do this is to climb into the bucket and use your feet to push the layers down. Keep adding layers and stamping on them with your feet to get rid of the air. Keep going until all of the material is finished. Once you have filled the bucket, you will need to put the airtight lid on top. Place the seal on top of the lid to close the bucket. Leave this for 30 days and then it will be ready for use. Next, we're going to learn how to make liquid biofertiliser, which is made through a fermentation process. This releases many beneficial substances from the material, including plant nutrients and hormones that make the soil fertile and improve plant growth. For this recipe, you will need the following equipment and ingredients: a bucket with an airtight lid, a connector and nipple to make a valve, piping, a plastic water bottle, an old pillowcase, 4 kilograms of solid native microbes, 4 litres of molasses or 2 kilograms of sugar dissolved in water, 2 to 4 litres of milk or 6 litres of whey, 2 kilograms of minerals and water. First, take the pillowcase. Add the native microbes. Then tie the top with a piece of string, leaving a gap. Next, pour the milk into the container. Next, add the molasses. Then add some minerals. A mixture is best. Take a stick and stir the liquid. Now take the pillowcase and dangle it into the liquid, making sure that it is completely wet. Leave the pillowcase in the container and top up with water, leaving a small gap at the top. Next, make a hole in the lid for the valve. Using the connector and the nipple, make the valve. Use plumber's tape to make sure that the valve is airtight. Next, take the lid and place it on top of the bucket. Use the metal seal to seal the lid. Next, take a piece of hose and attach it to the valve on top of the lid. Transparent hose is better. Now take the plastic bottle and fill it with water. Make a hole in the top of the bottle and thread a piece of wire through it. This will enable you to dangle the water from the lid of the bucket. The bottle of water is going to act as the airtight valve. The end of the hose is going to go into the water in the plastic bottle. First, test the lid to make sure that it is completely airtight. Once you put the hose into the plastic bottle of water, you will see bubbles appearing almost immediately, showing that the fermentation process is working. Allow the mixture to ferment until it stops bubbling. This could be around 30 days. Don't use it before the 30 days is up, even if it has stopped bubbling. The mixture should be an orange-brown colour when it is ready, and it should not smell unpleasant. It should smell a bit like home-brewed beer. If it smells bad, you should throw it away. The smell is a good test of quality.